Today we're checking out the Galaxy Tab A9. Apparently this is only available in certain countries. Not really sure why or when it's going to be available in the United States. Looks like you get a 24-month warranty if you're in Africa, but it has an 8.7-inch TFT LCD display, 800 by 1340 resolution, 5:3 aspect ratio. The one I've got here is 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage. I believe there's also a 128 gigabyte version with 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it takes a micro SD card for expanded storage. It's got a MediaTek Helio G99 processor. It's got Bluetooth 5.3, comes with Android 13, One UI 5.1. So from what it looks like, this is going to replace the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite, where the larger version is going to replace the Tab A8. Inside the box, you've got a micro SD card or SIM card removal tool. Of course, the quick start guide, and you've got a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. No charging wall adapter though. Okay, so fairly similar design to the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. Power and volume buttons over on the right hand side. Micro SD card or SIM card tray there on the left hand side. You've got a speaker on each side, charging port on the bottom, plus you still have a headphone jack on here as well. 8 megapixel rear facing camera up in the corner. You've got an aluminum material here on the back, plastic up at the top and bottom. You can see the bezels on top and bottom are a little bit bigger, pretty similar to the A7 Lite. When setting up, you've got face unlock, PIN, password, and pattern. You've also got light or dark theme on here as well. Pretty similar wallpaper to the other Samsung tablets and phones that have came out recently. Not the greatest as far as storage. It's already using about 36% of the 64 gigabyte storage. Good thing is, at least it's not 32 gigabytes. I'm kind of surprised they put the taskbar on here with it being a smaller screen. I guess if you don't want that, you could always go into the settings and turn that off. Now you're not going to be able to use the S Pen on here, unfortunately, but you could use an active stylus like this one. For most things, it's definitely not going to be as good as the S Pen, but for those who want to use a stylus or pen, at least you have that option. Surprisingly, this does have a wide vinyl 1, so you can watch at least full HD playback resolution for apps like Netflix. If you just look at the specs of the screen, it doesn't seem like it would look very good on here, but in person, surprisingly, it's not bad. It's much better than I expected. It can also go up to upscaled 1440p resolution for YouTube videos. Now, text on here is just okay in my opinion. I was kind of hoping this would at least be 1080p resolution, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Software-wise is going to be very similar to other Samsung tablets and phones that have came out recently. Left of the home screen, you've got the Google Discover newsfeed or Samsung Free. Swipe up to access all of your apps. You've got most of your typical apps from Samsung. You've also got Netflix, Spotify, a few from Microsoft as well. You've also got the Edge panel over here on the side where you've got extra shortcuts, which you can drag one of the apps over and go into split screen mode if you want. And then just tap it in the middle and you can switch sides. And then obviously you can use Bluetooth keyboards with this tablet, like this one from Logitech, which actually come in handy if you want to type some things out. Plus it's got some nice shortcuts along the top row as well. So it looks like you've got a tannish brown color and then purple to choose from for the default wallpapers. And then of course a lot of the other default Samsung wallpapers. You can also dim the wallpaper when dark mode is on. Plus you can choose the accent colors. Up in the notification shade, you've got most of your typical stuff: Wi-Fi, sound, Bluetooth, auto rotate, mobile data, mobile hotspot, power saving, location, link to Windows, screen recorder, quick scan, smart view, nearby share, eye comfort shield, dark mode, do not disturb, call and text on other devices. You've also got Dolby Atmos, scan QR code, you've got different modes. You can also hit the little plus symbol. Then you got several others you can add, like secure folder, protect battery, extra dim, and so on. Good thing is, as you can see by the Geekbench scores, the performance has been upgraded over the Tab A7 Lite. In fact, almost double. So that definitely should help out when doing some multitasking. Actually, just everything in general that you'll be doing on here should be a little smoother or a little faster than the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. As you can see here, you can play games like PUBG Mobile and Asphalt 9 fairly smooth on here. Now keep in mind, this is an entry level or budget tablet, so I wouldn't expect the best performance or high-end graphics, anything like that, but still not bad considering what it is. Might be a tad better than the A7 Lite as well, but I'll have to do a closer comparison between those two. It's got a 5100 milliamp hour battery. I know there's a lot of variations when it comes to battery life, but I ran my typical battery drain test that I run on all of my tablets, and this one lasted a little less than the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite at only 6.5 hours. Still about average as far as battery life goes, and it should have plenty of power to get you through a normal day of mixed usage, easily a couple of days if you turn the screen brightness down. And then yeah, it's gonna take a little longer to charge back up since it's only got 15 watt fast charging versus 45 watts like on some of the other Samsung tablets. Now the speakers aren't going to be the loudest on here, you've just got one on each side, but for such a small tablet, I feel like it actually does pretty good. Let me give you a quick sample just to give you an idea of what they sound like. It's got an 8 megapixel camera on the back, 2 megapixel on the front. In the camera app, you've got portrait, photo, video. Under more, you've got pro, panorama, food, night, and hyperlapse. And then you can shoot up to 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second for video recording. As expected, pretty slow shutter speed on here, but I feel like most people aren't going to be using the cameras on here that much, considering you're going to get much better results just using your cell phone. Here's a few samples of photo and video, just to give you an idea of what to expect from the Galaxy Tab A9. So yeah, as I expected, not going to be the best out there for photo or video. Maybe slightly better than the A7 Lite. Personally, I would probably use my cell phone to get much better results. The good thing is they increased the storage of the base model. It's got a little better performance. The build quality is a little bit nicer now. Just the one area that I wish they would have upgraded is the screen resolution. But other than that, definitely seems like they're headed in the right direction. Now I've got a ton of different videos I'm working on, including some other comparisons with this tablet. So you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.